Hello everyone, this is day 96. You're listening to Jan talk you through what's been happening on this day of the Glorious Challenge, coming to an end this week. It's Kevin's Cross 100 Days of Making Comics Challenge, in which we find half an hour each day to work on our personal comic book projects, no matter how busy we are or how much we dread putting pen to paper, which is definitely what this day is all about. I've started on reworking page 1. I've got a 26-page comic book, 28, which is a science fiction adventure called Phosphor, in which a group of scavengers are looking to score big under the watchful eye of their corporate overlords, and score it big they do when they come across a mysterious ancient location where they also unwittingly awaken a monster of lore that is out to get them. It is very much in the trend of Alien and The Thing, and that movie I watched on Netflix not too long ago that escapes me right now. But yeah, it's time to redraw the whole thing. Like, I made a Rough Inks version, which is available on Gumroad. If you look for Phosphor issue 1 Rough Inks version, I might post a link down below if I don't forget. But I always intended that to be the guideline for the work you're watching me do right now. I'm drawing the page again in gray pencil, and then I go over the gray pencil with a blue line, picking out the lines that I actually want to keep and preparing myself to ink those later on. All the while, of course, trying to keep myself in check and not go a little too crazy, ruining the paper. This is meant to be the outlines, the areas that are just going to be filled with blacks, and that way, keeping things a little open. There'll be plenty of freedom for me to go crazy in the inking stage, adding all the fine detail in, figuring that out then, rather than getting bogged down completely in this new pencil stage. Like, I've got everything figured out. There's certain lines, like for example, there's the cloud, the wisps of hot air coming from the mugs that I don't like, and I still don't like, and I've redrawn them like 3 times. So that's something I'll probably figure out on a separate piece of paper before I go in inks. But there's also already tons of little details added, not just on the walls, but like the ropes connecting the curtain, just the bare outlines. But there's things are already taking shape to the point that I kind of feel very silly procrastinating as much, because once I actually stood in front of this page and got going, things just felt so comfortable that I don't know what's been keeping me the last couple of days. But more on that later. In the meantime, a little congratulations is in order for Mr. True Murray, who completed his 100 days challenge yesterday. So congratulations, pretty awesome. I hope you keep up the videos at least once a week. That's what I would do, because we want to see how your comic book progresses. Having followed it for the past 3 months, which is just insane when you think about it, huh? Like, when you get to the final stages, all of a sudden it feels like time has just flown by, whereas when when you're in the first couple of weeks, it feels like molasses. Like, it really feels like the challenge, But hey, I'm not quite there yet, so kudos to you, sir. And now, my seat has been taken. But that's okay, because I've got work to do. I've got the page 1 right up here. And I've been making a little time lapse here and there. But I thought it would be interesting to kind of see how this is actually being put together. So the original ideas of taking that one, getting rid of excess detail, converting it to blue, printing it on a sheet of paper like this, And then I was also thinking of like, well, what is the size? Because last time I worked in this 10.5 inches by 7, whatever that is in centimeters, because I have trouble remembering the same thing over and over again apparently. And I thought that, well, maybe I should double up the size and I should figure out like the actual size comic book artist working, because I know it's much larger. I've seen the original pages now. I think it's actually more akin to the size of this actual page right here. It might be. But then, like, I was spending so much time looking it up, I was just like, screw it, let me just get started. I've been procrastinated long enough. And so I just decided to draw what I have right here. And then as you can see, I'm already adding in lots and lots of detail. I've erased most of the gray pencil and went for the lines that are definitely going in. This is just a bare outline. And then I'm gonna have to figure out all the finer details. Like shading, that's the word I'm looking for. So right now, I'm working on the bottom half of the page. And I'm gonna have to copy this. So I've got two figures in the foreground, which are technically the third panel. And then there's the kids waking up in their bunk beds, which is what she's looking at over here, right? So I'm gonna have to draw that all in. So I'm kind of just allowing my drawing from life ability to do its thing and just copying what I see before me. And it's really helping with the procrastination, because I was really dreading the whole, having to do the same thing again. Like sometimes, like, like how you make a cool looking piece and then you ruin it or something happens to it and you have to draw it again and you can never draw the exact same thing again. Well, that's what this is in a way, except that it has to be even better. So as I was saying in yesterday's video, the really long one, that is more of a tutorial, it's kind of like a nice little reminder for myself, draw the guidelines, figure out the shading, and build up the faces and the images, and it'll sort itself out. This is already way too big, isn't it? She's actually going to be, I can start tempering it down a little bit. So page is going to be cut off here. So, actually no, this is totally the correct size. I don't know if any of this is actually going to show up with this kind of lighting. All right, this is going to work. So let's build it up again. So today was a beautiful day. We're all kind of enjoying the spring weather as it is, because right now it's just so perfect, like with the temperature and like perfect t-shirt weather, and everyone knows this is not going to last. It is only going to get warmer and warmer and warmer. And so, yeah, there's that. But I did get some sun today. We did go for nachos at this cool little Mexican place nearby, La Chula. It recently opened. It's really awesome. People are super friendly. They're going to expand soon and like hire staff and like open all the time instead of just these weird opening hours that they have going for them now. Okay, well this is kind of working. This is here. This one needs to go. Using the tougher pencil on this piece, I'm a little worried that I'm going to tear up the paper, especially since the blue pencil tends to have that effect as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how the inks are going to soak in. But there's only one way to find out, isn't there? Hope you guys have enjoyed watching along with this little video. I'm trying to keep it a little shorter after that half an hour monstrosity the other day. Hope everyone is doing well, keeping their spirits up. I've definitely was a little worried digging into this finally, but one thing is for sure, like the old just sit down and draw is definitely helping. If not on this piece, like I just try and trick myself and just draw, you know, a couple of people, like I'm watching a show and I'll just start drawing along with the show and like just get the creative juices flowing, and then after a while I would rather be drawing something myself, you know, something of my own, and that's what this comic book is. So that's always a good trick, to just keep drawing even if it's something completely different. See you guys tomorrow. This is day 96. These videos are falling behind a little bit because of my uploading, but anyway, I think it's day 96. See you soon.